So John, I feel like we've just been talking over there, and now we're over here doing something else.
Yeah. All the way from there to here.
It's a long way, but thank you for joining me to press the button on the randomizer today.
Thank you.
You of course know, as everybody does, that this contains every Jerry Anderson episode ever made. Really? And if you'd like to press that button right there, it'll tell me what episode I'm going to be watching and commenting on today.
Okay, well here we go.
Have at it.
Oh, sorry, I moved it.
That's quite all right. So is there anything you're hoping to see come up today? Anything you...
Stingray would be good.
Stingray would be good. Speak of the devil, and it shall appear. Not only is it Stingray, it's a very good episode of Stingray indeed. It's time for Emergency Marineville. So we welcome back to the randomizer. It's Stingray. It's a very good episode of Stingray. You gotta say right off the bat, the music is just sensational. As we get a rocket launched from an island somewhere, a former volcano by the look of it. And in the UK broadcast order at least, I believe this was chosen as the second episode to air. So I've always had the sense that certain people at AP Films were always very fond of this episode. Not only because it aired second, but also because it was mined for clips several times in the Aquanaut of the Year clip show episode and also the reunion party. I have a feeling I might even be missing something else there, but I love the pace and urgency of this intro. We don't know who this missile is from, but it's just this wonderful speed of the Marineville reaction. It also helps to really establish that these are real trained military people. Sometimes the Stingray characters felt more like a family, a bunch of chums, than a real military force. And of course in this episode not only do we get Stingray, which is now being launched. Okay, sound launch stations. Yes sir. Where do we know that from? There is also, we're going to be sending out the Wasp bombers to investigate as well. So it's all going on. It's very serious response to this unexpected attack. And I love the look of these bombers. Interesting colour scheme. I also like that we get Stingray launch and the bombers launch combined into one sequence. It's very, very exciting stuff. Good stuff. This is an episode I am sure many people will be very, very familiar with. If you know Stingray, you know this episode. It just, much like The Big Gun, which is another of, well, my absolute favourite Stingray episode, it's a simple idea that is realised on such a grand scale, and that is, obviously key to the success of so many of the Anderson shows. But it is just essentially another alien attack story. But the direction, the music, the cinematography, it's all just it just works. It all just gels. Although I've never been keen on. Having said all that, I've never been keen on that shot of the three bombers swooping as they take off one after another. And you can see a little tree in the background is just shifting position every single time. Anywho. Beep, 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 beep. It's time to find the island where the missile was launched from.
Negative. Right. Moving to Area 21.
Now, although I'm sure I would have seen this episode when the BBC repeated it in the early 90s, my abiding memory of it is more for being part of the compilation Invaders from the Deep. I just love that line, there's absolutely nothing there, well, apart from an island, but aside from that, this is cool as well. The planes have gone past, we're waiting, and they're coming back the other way. Again, it's just these lovely touches of realism. Yeah, I would have seen this most often as part of the Invaders from the Deep compilation movie. And I think Jack Knoll said it in his wonderful Stingray blogs that he's been writing recently and has now moved on to the Secret Service, which has been equally good. He said that when you've seen the compilations so many times, when you see the episodes uncut, because the compilations were made up of 100 minutes of material trimmed down to 90 minutes, so every episode lost some bits and pieces.
There's nothing here. Doesn't seem to be.
Let's talk about how there's nothing here to see. Yeah, you do kind of get used to it as the compilation edit, and then when you see the uncut episode, and you're surprised by deleted scenes, well, yes, scenes that were deleted for the compilation, always feel like they should never be there. That's a gorgeous shot. Yes. Another missile has gone from the island. Phone said the island was probably uninhabited, sir. It wasn't me, honest. Yes. Again, another lightning-quick response to the missiles. Yeah. I think this is also the point in the series. I mean, I said it was broadcast as episode 2. I think it was made as something like episode 11. So everyone's found their feet by this time. And Ray Barrett is just so, heroic commander voice. It's good stuff.
There must be some kind of base beneath the island. The easiest way to enter would be down the crater. Yeah. We could meet another missile on its way up.
And we don't have another toy fish to send in for reconnaissance.
There could be another entrance down there.
What do we got to lose? More lovely music here with this episode. I think, as I've said before, The Big Gun, being my favourite episode, has my favourite music. All of this music was specially composed for this episode, and this is all good stuff as well. It's not got that thing that the Big Gun theme has, or the Giant Oysters theme, or others. There's no sort of, grand march. It's more a sense of urgency and of driving action, which works great. And of course, it turns up in other episodes all over the place. I'm trying to work out there. I can't quite see from all the way over here. Is Marina still sat in her injector tube chair at the back of the cabin? Well,
we're going to surface, phones.
Okay.
Low one.
We've found a way in to what could be an undersea base or lair. Time to investigate. Ominous cave music. Again, such a lovely touch. You could have just had Stingray rise in the water, but we are watching it from like the next cave over. And that doesn't look suspicious at all, does it? Strange purple and gold thing.
Let's take a look at that tunnel at the far end. Right? Marina, you just sit tight.
And don't worry about the fact that we've now got our blinking face on and Phones has got his angry face on. It's totally fine. Nothing is going to happen to us. Or it will instantly happen to them as they run into this security device that
What's that?
paralyzes them.
Oh, I don't like it.
Oh, now you're jumping to conclusions again, Troy. Oh, but unfortunately...
Boss, my arm. I can't move it.
Yes, they're slowly being paralyzed.
Move mine.
And, of course, this is one of those scenes where characters say that they're being paralyzed. They can...
It must be a
Oh,
paralyzing ray of some kind.
come on, come on.
I can't move a muscle.
Let me move my lips as I'm explaining to you how I can't move a muscle. But that's on lots of shows.
Speed.
Oh dear. And you do get the sense as well of how uncomfortable this is for them. Again, it's the change of expression, the blinking heads and the sweat that adds so much to it, as well as that horrible building sound suddenly cuts to silence. And a little light. It almost looks like an ashtray that's been glued to the wall.
Welcome to our base, Captain Tempest. You are beneath the island of Baal.
Who are you?
So we're now in a
What do you want
base
with us?
beneath
All
the
you
island of...
need to know
Well,
is
I've heard
we
it
are
pronounced
going to
as
destroy Marineville,
Baal. I think it's
and you
Baal.
are going to have
If you
us.
turn on the subtitles on the network Blu-rays,
Tempest.
It's the island of Bile,
We
which
require
sounds a bit
some
gross.
information.
You'll get nothing out of me.
Information
No, sir,
time.
either.
I know you are both brave men. It would be a lengthy
Well, thank you very
business trying
much.
to make you talk unaided, but talk you shall.
A lovely pair of aliens here in Nucella and Chidora. Oh, big gun music. As we reveal that Nucella and Chidora have got as their hostage...
Marina.
Yes, there she is, strapped into a chair, an electric chair by the look of it. I also never noticed until the Blu-rays that the set designers have obviously cut a panel in the wall for Marina's chair to rotate through. And they must have realised late in the game that the puppet's knees were going to cause problems because they've cut a very small additional knee flap just to get the knees through the wall as well.
As I turn this control, the electronic power increases.
That is simple.
Marina will be quite safe until 1,000 marine volts are reached. Then she will die.
Oh dear, that's no good.
Do you hear me? Let her go.
Certainly, Tempest, when I have the correct interceptor frequencies.
So yes, they're trying
If
to
we tell him, Commander Shaw, Lana, all of Marineville will be wiped out.
blackmail Troyan phones
Quiet Marina dies.
into giving them those vital codes.
Well, Tempest,
I was also
we are
admiring
waiting.
not only are these gorgeous looking alien puppets, the costumes are gorgeous as well.
It's 3 lives against 1,000.
Even down to the little sandals they wear.
Chidora, the voltage.
Oh, that's it. Time to turn on the power. Got lots of blinky lights. 100, 200. Oh no. 300. I also like that so much of this scene goes without music until the very end. It's almost like the hum of the building electricity is the music in a way. Poor old Marina, she is really suffering here. It's like, you know, they say the best way to extract pathos from your audience is to threaten a puppy. And I feel to a certain extent Marina is much the same, you know. She looks so knackered. She's got her blinking head on and sweating, but she's still not giving in. She won't let them do it.
Full power
Of fatal ghosts. And these puppets, I believe, were reused several times, almost to the end of the series. They were the lighthouse dwellers, and also, I think, oh, what's the name of the aliens in Deep Heat? Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
My name is Torata. This is Fragile. Yes.
2,000 megaseconds.
So they got some use out of these puppets.
Ultra 975 50 00 DAC.
Dear Troy, no. He's betrayed everybody. Phone's is extra sweaty now. Troy. It's so effective to convey a march to the cell. Just this exciting, dramatic music with this pounding beat.
I have much work to do on the missile that will destroy your wonderful marine.
Wonderful.
Farewell for the present.
Yes, beautifully designed aliens who, oh yes, of course, they've left the keys to the cell that Troy Phones and Marina are now locked in. The keys have been left, not too far away on a table. But yeah, the design of the aliens is interesting as well. Because they've got this sort of grey feathered hair, one of them's got a beard, but they also have what look like miniature diving platforms on their heads. And sometimes you look at the aliens in Stingray and think, okay, that works as a design for an alien character, but how would underwater life evolve? What purpose does that serve? It's the same with is it Ebron in Treasure Down Below, who appears to be wearing a candelabra on his head. I also like the, well, not suggestion, it's the fact, these aliens, they've got to put in a lot of work to destroy Marineville. It doesn't just happen overnight.
We've got to keep these rockets being built, keep one on the pad ready to go, and meanwhile Troy and Phones are trying to recover the key by using some cloth from the bedding.
Now this time, it's gonna work.
Oh, there we go then. Yes, they've created a rope using material from the bedding and one of Phone's buttons. Because Troy is not going to sacrifice one of his buttons for his own plan. It might make his trousers fall down. Couldn't have that.
The weather report is favorable for firing at first light, Lieutenant. Good. The rocket will be
where do they get their weather report from?
Marineville will be destroyed.
Oh, good. That's a lovely reading on that line. Nearly there.
Hey, you got it, Troy.
Nearly got the key. Come on. And it's, again, it's an old cliche. Prisoners trying to recover the key to their own cell. They've nearly got it. Come on. Come on.
I hear footsteps. Right.
Last chance, and he's got them. Because Nucella and Chidora have returned just to have a bit of a gloat. I'm also wondering if that floor. I recognise it from later episodes. Not that floor, the exterior.
Able to watch the destruction of Marineville on our monitors.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Until dawn, then. Good night.
Good night. Oh. Wow.
Oh, boy, was that close. I thought sure he was going to lose the key and gone.
Me too. I want to take a look at that missile. I'll wait until things quieten down. Then we start.
Oh. That's a shot I really like as well. That shot of the moon, I feel that was reused in later episodes. I'm also wondering about that little prop on the side of the missile base there. His little sort of spiral cylinder. I seem to recall that from somewhere. My brain is just frazzled with having to keep all of these shows in my head all the time.
Still no word from Stingray crew, Atlanta?
No, sir.
It's times like this I wish we invested in more than one ship. Troy and Phones have had a busy night. Tinkering with the missile.
Made it back, okay, Bones?
Yeah, just in time.
Missile ready for launch, Lieutenant. Very well. Now.
I love that the aliens waited until the next morning, for the most favourable weather report. So that's it.
Launch complete.
Missile number 3 is en route for Marineville.
I wish them to see the rocket strike.
Troy and Phones and Marina are going to get a front row seat to the destruction of Marineville.
Marineville tracking station calling. Missile approaching.
Again, the angles on this.
Emergency! Emergency! Fire Wasp interceptors!
We haven't got any left. Also, that I love with this coming up, these interceptors aren't going to stop the missile. And as the guy radios in to say missiles unchecked, you hear the missile approaching in the background. There's almost something quite nightmarish about it. I would imagine
Tracking station to Marineville.
that this would have resonated
Missile unchecked. Impact 30 seconds.
with children at the time who perhaps would have
We'll never destroy it now. There's nothing we can do.
perhaps had to live through experiences like this in school of, maybe one day the impossible will happen and we might be facing a missile coming our way.
Attention! Attention!
There it is. It's just,
Impact 5 seconds.
Oh, Father.
I suppose I should say I love you or something. Oh, too late. Again, just beautiful delivery in the dialogue. There was such urgency to it.
It didn't explode.
Yay.
We're okay.
Yeah, Donovan. For how long? Attention, Marineville. Emergency remains. Rocket disposal squad will get to work on that missile immediately. I want to report as soon as possible.
You really feel for a moment that it could happen. Again, just gorgeous music. So loud, so bombastic. I didn't get the impression with that attack, though, that Marineville went to battle stations and everything went underground. Again, the attention to detail there on the little miniature figures
What in thunder
working
is
on
keeping
the
that
disposal squad.
They've been working for hours on that missile.
Yes, and at any time we could all be blown sky high. Oh, wait, here comes the lieutenant.
Oh, here we go. Here's some good puppet walking here. Yeah, hold on that. That looks good.
The missile is safe, sir. In fact, the warhead had been disarmed before it hit Marineville. How's that, Lieutenant? I think this note will explain, sir. We found it in a red container near the main centrifugal contact region.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Troy not only reprogrammed the missile, we had
It's from Troy.
time to write them a note.
Troy?
This note explains that they are prisoners in a base beneath File Island.
Oh.
Say, the old son of a gun disarmed that missile.
He saved us.
Yeah, knowing
Yeah.
Troy, he probably claimed that he
Now
managed
we
that
gotta save
single-handedly,
him, if it isn't
while
too
phones
late.
wept quietly in the cell. Again, more gorgeous music, and just... it's the feeling of military might that I enjoy so much with moments like this in Stingray, particularly musical moments like this. Who are in these planes? I don't know. There we go, aside from pilots. It's just the grandeur, the pomp. This is important stuff that's going on here. Great. But yeah, it does mean that this anonymous pilot
Attention under T-base.
gets to save the
Release
day.
your prisoners or we will attack. You have 30 seconds to surrender. They will not attack while we have 10% his friends.
That's where you're wrong. Every member
That
of
guy
the
doesn't
force is
like
prepared
me
to
very
die if
much.
they have to. If you don't surrender, I guess we'll all die.
Again, great acting from all the actors in this scene, but also particularly Don Mason. Really sells the idea to the aliens, of course, as he must, that Troy believes, actually, you know what, this is the end.
They have abandoned Tempest and the others. No.
That poor, that gorgeous set is now going to be trashed.
No, they won't, Mr. Miller. We're all doomed.
And it's another beautiful sequence of explosions as this island goes up in smoke.
The base is on fire. They will strike. Release the prisoners, Lieutenant. It is our only chance.
Oh, panicking aliens. I hope I'm fine.
Raiding aircraft.
No.
We surrender. We surrender. Stop the attack. We surrender.
Again, just straight into that military march, and they repeat the swooping around the island trick. Is that a reuse? It must be a reuse of the earlier footage because the island is intact there.
Jet Squadron Spearhead from Stingray, we have been released.
Again, I love the way the music continues very quietly, just those strings,
Roger, Stingray.
until the dialogue
We'll
is
leave it to you.
finished,
Good
and
hunting.
then I love it.
All missiles red, 007.
And again, it's such a simple story. Stingray crew held hostage by naughty aliens. We've seen it a million times. It's just, you know, sometimes archetypes are archetypes for a reason. It's because they work. And this is just some gorgeous effects work. And I really get the sense that they totally destroy this island of Grog. It's just chunks of it flying all over the place. Lovely.
Marineville from Stingray.
That's what we
Base
want
and
from
island
Anderson
destroyed.
shows.
Returning to Marineville.
Yay! Stingray, Stingray. Yeah, this is a scene in the compilation version that I mentioned earlier. That was where the episode stopped.
Sure
I think we
good
went
to
into the
have
big
you
gun
back,
from
Troy.
there.
Phones.
So I've never
And
quite
I guess we'll have no more trouble. You did a great
accepted
job.
this little
Just
jokey
one
scene on the
thing
end here.
wrong, Phones.
Where everything's fine, everything's okay. What's the
You're
priority?
improperly dressed. I won't have my men looking slovenly while on duty.
Phones and
Your
his
button man
missing
is
button.
Well,
Dear oh dear.
don't that be off?
Yeah, I'm not keen on that ending. It might just be because of the compilation, but even if I hadn't seen the compilation, I don't think I would have enjoyed that ending. But a slightly duff ending does not mean that I didn't enjoy the heck out of Emergency Marineville today. That has always been one of my favourite episodes of Stingray, and I suspect that is a very popular one, not only among fans, but with the people who created it to begin with, because they earmarked it several times for clips, and quite right too, because all the way along the line, the music, the model work, the aliens, and the voice acting, it's one of those episodes where if you were putting someone who'd never seen the show You sit them down, put an episode on. This is one of the ones that you want to be to use to hook them in. So it's no surprise really that this went out second in the UK broadcast order initially, despite the fact that we all know Plant of Doom should have gone out second instead of episode 34. But despite that, oh, it's good stuff. It's always good stuff. I've always got time for this episode. And today has been no exception. So, I do hope I'm not the only fan of Emergency Marineville out there. Do please let us know, because this has always been one of my favourites, and I think it always will be. Very good stuff.